beginning of the season, Portia says something about you, about sleeping with a married man.
It bothered me a lot because she was a hurt person that wanted to hurt me.
You recently finalized your divorce with Mark.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
I'm sure that was a
you.
huge weight off your shoulders.
To be honest, legal matters are still happening.
Who in the group do you think is the most calculated when the cameras turn on?
It is on fire.
Welcome to After the Edit, brought to you by Cash Money Media. I'm Daryn Carp, and today's guest is already making waves in the housewives world. In her short time on the show, she's navigated drama and divorce, all while chefing up delicacies. As a second season rookie, she's already becoming a pro at everything that comes with being part of one of the most iconic franchises on television. From seasoning to shade, from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, please welcome Kelli Potter. How you doing, Kelli?
Amazing. Come on, seasoning
You're
the shade.
a full meal. You're a full meal.
Full course around here.
Yeah, full course around there. How you doing today?
I feel good. I
Yeah?
feel good. Yes, I'm happy to be here with you.
I
Of
know you
course.
said you don't normally wear black, so I was hoping you
Yes.
weren't thinking it was going to be funereal. Like, this is like a celebration.
I love this.
Okay,
I
good.
feel like we're connecting already.
Yeah, okay, we definitely are.
Yes.
All right, so going into your second season as a full-time housewife, I mean, like I said in the intro, you've really made a lot of waves. How do you think you handled the dynamics with the other women this season versus last season? What did you take from your first season into this one?
Well, definitely not to take anything too personal, right?
Yeah, it's usually a good sign in housewives world.
Absolutely. And, just have fun with it. I think last season for me, I didn't have any expectations, right? I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I literally just came onto the show and sharing my life and sharing my journey. And this season I am as well, but I'm very careful and cautious of who I share certain things with.
I bet, because I'm sure you
Yes.
know it's going to go around the merry-go-round depending on who you tell.
Absolutely.
What shocked you the most about filming reality TV? What was the biggest sort of wake-up call for you?
Oh my God. It wasn't filming it. I think it's so many people having an opinion about your life, right? It's like, what do you mean I can't, wear pink today?
Right.
What is the problem with this whole big, things that you have going on in your life? So I think that's the only thing for me, because I'm an open book. I share everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. I mean,
We see
nothing
it.
is off limits around
Yeah.
here.
I mean, I always find it fascinating, especially from like someone who's married, if children, like just having the constant feedback. How do you kind of
Yeah.
like handle that from social media? I mean, do you not read comments? Do you only comment to those that do it? Like, what is your piece of advice?
I don't get on Twitter.
Oh, because Twitter's the funniest place, but it's also
Twitter
the worst place.
Will have you in the bed with the covers over top of your head
Yeah.
for like 3 days.
Yes.
Seriously, I don't get on Twitter. I have a Twitter, but Lamont is running Twitter for me. I just don't pay attention to it. But
Yeah.
I like to interact with my fans, so it's hard for me to, not get on social media, not get on Instagram or whatever the case may be. Like, I have to get on there. I have a restaurant, I have children. I need to look at their social media accounts. So I'm on there. I try not to look as much, but every now and then you might get a little DM from me or a like or a block.
A thumbs down, thumbs down. How do you handle your kids' social media accounts? Because, like, do they get kind of strays from their mom being famous on Real Housewives?
Well, more in school than social. So,
Okay.
my oldest daughter is in college. Chloe, shout out to Chloe. She's at Spelman.
So
But
good.
she, all of my kids have private accounts. So the twins, they don't have social media yet. They're not old enough.
Yeah.
But Chance, she's 13, so she can have social media. But they're all doing really well. We don't really have too much of a hard time.
Good.
They have private accounts. Chance
that
does
way.
not like me to post her at all. She's like, my friends at school are looking at your social media account. I'm like, okay, Chance, all right.
Kids will always humble a housewife, right? Because everyone else
Oh.
might think you're cool, but kids are like, no.
Oh, that middle one will humble me very badly.
Well, this season you have two new cast members, Pinky Cole and K. Michelle, each
Yes.
bringing their own seasoning, their own
Yes.
flavor for sure.
Yes.
Even though K. Michelle isn't necessarily new to reality TV or obviously being in the limelight, do you find yourself kind of in this mentorship role with ladies because you're the most recent new one? Did you give them any advice? Did you talk to them?
Absolutely.
What
Yeah.
did you say?
I actually talk to them both all the time.
Wow.
I actually was texting Kay before this morning, and then me and Pinky were probably on the phone for a good hour the other day. We talk all the time because for me, and I'm just be honest.
Yeah.
My first season, it wasn't as welcoming. Like Cynthia was amazing.
She's the nicest
I mean,
person.
she was so welcoming. She gave me so much great advice. And once Phaedra came on towards the end, she did as well too.
Yeah.
Some of the other ladies were not as welcoming to me. So it was a
Anyone in
little
particular
hard.
you want to
I'm
name?
not gonna. No, they're nameless. Um, no, I talked about the people that really matter.
Yeah.
But no. So for me, I wanted to, just share the knowledge and share the input, and really just be a sister, because we are in a sisterhood. And, Pinky has restaurants, and navigating in the
Right.
restaurant space as well as, with the fans and things like that. I just wanted to give her some insight. And although Kay has, she is a pro and an icon in our world, even herself, she talks about it's a different space,
It's
and
very
navigating.
different space.
Yes, it's
and
a
the
different
fandom
space.
is a different space.
Yes. Yes.
How is she navigating everything right now?
She's doing well. Every now and then she might have her moments.
Don't we all?
But, like she said, in all reality, she's always connected with her fans. So for her not to go on Twitter and, talk about certain things would just not be her organic and genuine self.
Right.
And she stands in her truth. She's a Pisces like me, and she's fun size like me, and she stands 10 toes down like me.
Full meal. Full meal. Full meal.
Yes.
You were sort of mentioning first season that you had a hard time maybe with some of the women. It can be a little bit cliquey depending on who you kind of get along with. Who do you think had a harder time adjusting to the group? Pinky or K Michelle, or do you both think they're equal?
Surprisingly, Kay.
Really?
Listen, the
That
first
surprises me.
5 scenes with Kay, she probably didn't talk.
Do you think she just
looked
was like,
the most uncomfortable. Yes, it was just different for her.
yeah, it's a different kind of performer in that way.
Yes, she was uncomfortable. You could tell she was
Wow.
herself, but it was just, I think she had a harder time adjusting.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
good thing she has you as like a
Yes,
mentor.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, all of you guys, I feel like outside of filming, you're still creating headlines, right? You're all
Yeah.
talking about each other, Twitter, Instagram. On Watch What Happens Live, Pinky suggested that you would be the next housewife in the tabloids.
Yes.
She's currently in the headlines, of course,
Yes.
as Erin Madison, her former CFO, got indicted for theft, forgery, money laundering at the bar Vegan. What advice did you have for Pinky?
In regards to that,
Yeah.
well, Pinky holds her own. She doesn't need much advice. We had talked about it, and I believe we actually talked about it on the show about, the theft and things that she had to endure within the business. But she's holding it down. She is not leaving anything off the table. She's an open TED Talk.
She's
Open
really
book,
a
open TED
strong,
Talk.
independent woman. Like, I
She
can
really
tell. Like,
is.
she's got it, She really, knows
Absolutely.
how to takes her licks and then
Yes.
also, takes her flowers too,
Yes.
And that's, I
Yes.
think, a really important businesswoman and entrepreneur.
Absolutely. And a good friend.
Yeah, and
You
a
know?
good friend.
Yeah.
Were you offended that she said that you were going to be the next housewife in the tabloids?
No. We had our good bankruptcy talks.
Yes.
Nothing insults me when it comes to the things that we've already talked about. So, hey, you just never know. Hopefully to be in there for good things, but we are in reality TV, and we're showing our real reality. So,
If you squash something on the show and then 6 months later you're on Watch What Happens Live,
Yeah.
you're doing this, and I bring it up, and do you get immediately angry again, or do you feel like you're good at no, we squashed it 6 months ago, I don't need to relive it, or do you feel like it's kind of new again when now the audience is reacting to it?
it depends. It definitely depends.
On what?
Right? Because I don't know. It's like when we go through our things, but then you might hear another piece of the information.
You get the full story.
You get the full story,
Yeah.
right? I think you're like, well, you didn't tell me you said that part.
For better or for
Right?
worse, it's nice that you can roll the tape,
Yes.
right? For
Yes.
better or for worse,
For
because
better
you're
or for
more
worse.
accountable now, but so are other people.
Yes. Yes. And listen, sometimes I forget what I say.
Don't we all?
I am the queen of forgetting what the hell I say.
Yeah.
So you have to run the cameras back on me or the tapes back on me, because I'm like, I didn't say that. And I'm like, I definitely said she ate steak.
Yep. I did say that.
I said
Phaedra must feel vindicated,
I
though, because
forgot.
all she said was, that Pinky owned a Jamaican restaurant before all this.
Yes.
She didn't say that she currently is eating meat. So I felt like
Yes.
Phaedra got a little vindication there.
Yes, she really did. And let me just tell you, it's no beef between me and Pinky.
Yeah. Fair point.
Yeah.
I got to talk to you about the beginning of the season because we left last season with Drew and Black as friends. I use air quotes. I don't even really know what to call it. Let's say friends. After denying rumors of dating him, she showed up to Portia's couples party with him on FaceTime. He had a ring light. He was there. He seemed to be interacting as well as you could on FaceTime. What do you make of that? What did you think? What's going on there? Would you ever do that? I just have tons of questions about this because I've never seen that happen. Because the dinner I know was like probably 3 hours at least.
Yeah.
I don't even like leaving voice notes. So to be on FaceTime, I'd have to really like the person.
Right? You would think?
Yes.
Or does the person really like you? I don't know.
I don't know. What's your take?
My take is I bought a date. And
A real life human.
I bought a real life human being
Yep.
who wasn't on FaceTime and who said that he wasn't a paid actor. And I just, I bought someone to come and attend a dinner with me.
Do you see a future with them?
No. We were literally just hanging out, dating, but
Cool.
And shout out to Trey. He's an amazing person, a great friend. But no, we are not together. I
Just
have someone, but no, Trey is not it. But shout out to Trey. Trey's a great friend and a great person.
Do you see Black and Drew together in the long run?
I mean, I don't know.
Miss Kelli Potter, do you?
I mean, she said she loved him on the episode, so I was shocked to hear that, she was like in love. But
See, I couldn't tell if that's just something you throw around, being like, oh my God, I love Kelly. I love her. Like, she's so great.
yeah, but I don't just throw love around.
But some people do. And I don't know if Drew's that type to just throw it around. So I was like, maybe she's just saying it to confuse me further because I am confused.
Or she's confusing us all.
Yes.
I don't know. Or maybe she's confused.
Maybe. Well, time will tell.
We will see.
At the cash trip, Pinky got into a war of words with Angela. Who do you think won that battle?
Okay, I'm not going to. It was a tie. I think they both went to hell together.
They went toe to toe, even though Angela is like 6'8".
Yes, she is definitely 6'8",
and she towers
size
over
14s.
Pinky.
Yes,
Pinky held her own.
Pinky. Okay, I gotta give kudos to Pinky because Pinky was in a space of new women on her own by herself. You gotta think about it. So me, Shamia, and Kay were down at the pool having kumbaya, eating.
They kind of look more fun, to be honest with you.
Eating taste testers.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, eating taste testers from the chefs because they were cooking
you get
in the
to
pool
be
house.
near the chefs, in the pool, and not have to dress up. I was kind of I want to be down there
literally,
with them.
yeah. We're sitting on the blanket with the feet, listening to music. So I got to give it to Pinky because she was able to not only come up, to the group and speak on our behalfs, right, as a friend, but she was also able to go and handle and say the things that she needed to say. And she did that, without her other group of friends that she really does relate to and be there and stand on her own. So I want to give kudos to her. I think they both took it to hell, and I think they did not come up from hell until the next morning.
They stayed down there.
Sometimes
hell is more fun.
I think they held hands and walked down together.
Well, it's sort of good that it was equal because then it just goes to show, I feel like you get more respect that way sometimes if you can go, because you'll be taken advantage of. I just see it all the time. Like, you cannot be a shrinking violet on these shows.
You cannot. And one thing I can say is Pinky definitely held her own.
Yeah, she did.
She
really did.
She's a strong woman.
This season, we saw you open your second location
Yes.
of Nana's Chickens and Waffles, which made you very emotional. I imagine it would. I grew up with an entrepreneurial family, and it was really important. What was it about opening up your second restaurant that felt more challenging for you, or maybe easier for you in some ways?
So what people did not realize with that second location, that was already in the works prior to me even being on the show.
Wow.
Right? So that lease was already signed prior to me even signing a contract with Bravo. And it was a long time. I poured in a lot of money. I've wasted a lot of money. It was a lot of cries and smiles and laughs and hardships to get that space open. So the fans got to see the back end of me getting that space to where it needed to be. And it was a lot of moments where I felt like, I don't know, it didn't feel as good, it didn't feel as right as I wanted it to. And I had it a lot of times where I thought, okay, maybe this isn't the right location. Maybe this isn't the right space of where I needed to be. It didn't feel like the others. It didn't feel like my other two locations that I had.
Instinctually, or just something about the space?
It
What
was
was
so
it?
much. It was the support from the subdivision and the owners. It was the area where it was just, what I realized is I would go in the evening and of course it was crowded, but when you go in the morning, it's no one there, And it was so many other things that were going on behind the scenes that didn't feel like it would be something that I was used to. And I'm used to having the support. I'm
Yeah.
used to having the followers. I'm used to, having a space where we are well received and supported and, in order for us to succeed. And I didn't have that.
Do your children want to be in the business?
Um,
Or do you want them to want to be?
I want them to do whatever feels right for them. Chloe, I know for certain she wants to be an attorney. She wants to
Not
go
a bad
for
thing to
law.
be.
No, well, I mean, as much as money as I spend on attorney's fees, I would
Yeah.
love to have a family attorney.
She's going to charge you double, knowing
I mean,
her.
listen.
She's not giving you that
I
family
need to
discount
have a
rate.
credit for something.
Yeah,
18
exactly.
years credit for the beautiful life that you've lived. But whatever they want to do, I just want to support them. They don't have to. But one of my twins, Chastity, she really enjoys cooking. Like
Wow.
when I tell you she can make the perfect sunny side up egg, it's like the most perfect. I'm talking about like crispy around the edges. Like she's a professional and she loves to cook. So she like cooks me breakfast sometimes on Sunday mornings. And I mean, she's doing her waffles. She's doing her bacon.
That's a reason to have a children for me. I'm like, oh, a
Yes.
child that
And
could
listen,
cook me
and
food.
then she will even make me like, this probably sounds crazy, but she won't put alcohol in it, but she'll like make me a drink and she'll like sugar the rim. Professionally. I'm talking about all
she's going to be.
like all around.
Once kids find a passion, you go for that. I mean, just embrace that.
Yeah. So
Well,
all of my kids, so whatever it is that they want to do, I support them on that.
I feel like that's amazing, and
Thank
obviously a
you.
good support system. Speaking of your kids, you recently finalized your divorce with Mark.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
I'm sure that was a
you.
huge weight off your shoulders, literally and figuratively.
Literally.
You had legal issues with unpaid child support, recent
Yeah.
theft arrest. How is that sort of affecting your situation with you and your children? How do you guys talk about that while also being on the camera in front
Yeah.
of millions of other people, probably giving you advice or
Yeah.
judging you, whatever
Of
it is?
course. Well, I am grateful that we are finally divorced, but to be honest, legal matters are still happening. And I'm still
It's-
paying for attorneys.
It's
I am
not
still
so once a divorce is finalized, it still goes? It's still
well, he still goes.
yeah, maybe that's not every
Not me.
situation.
Yeah. So I have to it's still some legal issues that we're still trying to iron out and get together, but I try and keep them away from it as much as possible. However, I still have to be open and honest with them because, they have, whether the twins don't have social media, they have Google and they will Google mommy or
And
they
friends at school.
friends at school and people and they still, are aware. So I try and tell them as much as I can without, them having an opinion of the other parent, right? Because I warranted and for granted, they still talk to their dad.
Right.
They still
have a
talk to their
relationship.
dad,
Yeah.
right? And I never want to give them an insight of who he is. They will figure that out on their own, and that is their relationship, and I would never take it away from them.
It's a
So
really mature, I think, response. Like he's still their dad, and you
still their
you
dad.
still want that, for
yeah,
them.
absolutely.
Do your kids watch the show?
Chloe does. Chance from time to time. So it was really hard for them this season to even want to engage in the show because, they couldn't film with me. So that was really, really difficult.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, just imagine you being on a show and you're a single mom and a very good mom, and that is my day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So not being able to have them around or participate in certain scenes, it was really hard. And that was probably one of the toughest conversations that we actually cried about.
I thought about you and your children actually because beginning of the season, Portia
Mhm.
says something about you about sleeping with a married man, which you
Mhm.
seemed utterly like
Of
you
course.
almost laughed at it because you were like, "Wait,
Is
what?"
she
Like
serious?
I had never even heard. Like I could tell.
Yeah.
Like your response was like, "Wait, you're joking, right? Like
Right.
what are you saying?"
Yeah.
You obviously denied the accusation. Do you feel there should be like repercussions for cast members just tossing out bombs like that? I mean, not only could that affect divorce proceedings, but
Mhm.
the way your children view you, future partners of yours.
Absolutely.
What do you think should kind of happen when you're just like blatantly lying, which I'm assuming she was?
She was.
Yes.
It was hurtful one. My daughter Chloe did call me and ask me about it. She laughed about it, right? 'Cause thank God that she knows her mom well enough to know that that did not
That seems so
happen. Yeah,
ridiculous,
she's like,
right?
Mom. And then she said, Mom, when she said it was a pastor, I really laughed because I don't even know the last time you've been to church, but okay,
Yeah, right.
Mom. And she was
Right.
like, and most importantly, why would a pastor be at BET weekend? I was
Yeah.
like, duh, right?
You never
So,
know. BET weekend's
I
a little
mean, I don't
wild.
know, but I was at BET weekend with him, and he is not married.
Right, right.
But so we had to laugh about it. But no, it did bother me. It bothered me a lot because I felt like at that moment she was a hurt person that wanted to hurt me,
Right, be viewed as projection, basically.
absolutely, she definitely wanted to project what she had done in the past. And when I say things out of facts. I don't say it out of malice or trying to hurt her, or if I'm asking a question, it's a real question. And when I asked her about her ex-husband, it was, hey, I'm just curious to know. And somebody else was going to ask you the question. So are
Right.
you mad that it came from me, or are you mad that that was the situation and line that you decided to cross? When I talked, when I said, which was not an interview, which was the after show, because she keeps making this, thing about, you did an interview about me. I'm like, don't flatter yourself.
Yeah.
I,
You're like, I was asked about it
I
on
did
the
an
after.
after show
Right.
that we all had to do, and I was asked about it. And you did say it, she definitely said that she would sleep with Charles. And I stand on that, and so I'm not just saying things to say them. I'm saying, because it's backed up and, backed behind. But even with her, it's like, well, who is this person? And name the person and show me a receipt. And you have yet to do any of these things. And it's just like, so you just want to just throw things out here just
Yeah.
to see if it lands and if it sticks. And it's like, I don't know, she's so stupid of her.
Yeah, it just seems sort of careless in in a
Absolutely.
weird way because it's sort of if there's rumors, people are swirling like, okay,
Yeah.
you're expected to talk about it on a
Yeah.
show, but this kind of
Absolutely.
came from left field, and so it just felt like therapy
It was
projection
so
to me.
forced,
It just felt so wrong.
Yeah.
It was almost absurd. Do you trust anything Portia says?
Do you?
Depends. I mean, I guess part of watching Housewives sometimes is like suspending belief
Of
about a
course.
lot of things,
Yeah.
right? Because the drama's fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know. She's never said anything bad about me, as far as I know.
don't. So to answer your question, absolutely not. I wouldn't believe if she said the sky was blue. It's definitely gonna be purple.
Is only Shamia on the cast the person that you're like, no matter what she says, I trust it wholeheartedly?
Well, I mean, when you talk about trust, it has to be a little history there in regards to trust, right? What people don't realize with me and Shamia is we have a on and off the screen friendship.
Right, right. You can tell.
Some of them don't, and I'm just gonna leave that there.
They're on-screen friends.
They're on screen friends. We hang out probably every other day. Our kids, Shia is with me half the week and the twins are with Shamia half the week. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like our families, our moms, our dads, we really have built a real genuine friendship. So when it comes to Shamia and trusting, absolutely. I trust her with my children. I trust her with my family. And I trust her in knowing what a real friendship looks like between her and I. And we've had uncomfortable conversations when something bothers me, when something bothers her. And I respect that. We don't let it just linger. We don't let it just sit in the back. We talk about it. We kiss, we hug, we make up, and then we're done with it. You know what I mean? Or if it's, it might take us 2 days or it might take us 3 days, but then we'll have a martini and we'll have,
It's kind of about your last
and we're
reaction, not your
good.
first reaction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you see her and Portia getting along ever again the way they used to?
I don't know about that.
Would you be okay with it? Like, could you separate it if Shamia became best friends with Portia again and also was best friends with you? Is that?
I could care less.
Yeah, as long as your friendship isn't affected.
Listen, that situation is way beyond me. I have nothing to do with that. I mean, Shamia has other friends that I might not be friends with, and vice versa. We respect one another, and that's just what it is. Yeah.
It feels like the moment a new housewife joins, chaos kind of follows. We've seen it time and time again, right? Divorce, money trouble, legal issues, legal problems. Do you think there's a housewife curse at play? Do you think you've fallen victim to it? Your cast members have fallen victim to it? How do you square that whole?
I don't think it's a housewife. I mean, I went through a divorce.
Right.
Unless, maybe you're married to a billionaire, I don't know who doesn't go through these issues, after you go through a divorce. So for me, I knew what was happening because you got to think about it. I was going through a divorce prior to me being on the show.
Right.
So
the show didn't affect your divorce at all.
No, the show did not affect my divorce. Did it bring spotlight to the divorce? Absolutely. Did it bring spotlight to the things that I was enduring? Absolutely. That was the trigger, right? But in regards to what I was actually going through and what was happening, no. I mean, that was my life. I knew exactly what was happening, exactly what was going on. And me being on the show didn't do anything besides, just show what my real life looked like because I had covered it up for so long. When you're on Instagram, you're not showing your downfalls and your cries and your hurt and your pain. I've never been the girl that got on Instagram to cry.
Never.
Not my thing.
Me neither. Me neither.
But, a lot of people did not realize what I was going through. And even though it was hard, it was also very liberating for me because I met so many women and received so many messages from people that I actually came on and did what I was supposed to do, and that was to motivate and inspire the next man or woman not to give up after divorce. Yeah. And I stand on that.
Because unfortunately, it's not uncommon.
It's not.
I mean, 50% of people get divorced. I mean, we see it time and time again on Housewives. Even though your divorce marriage wasn't affected by the show, how many do you think are, like, in Housewives world, people who are married on the show, they come on the show, and then they get divorced? Do you think the show plays a part in that?
I mean, I think when you think about some of the things that these women do on this show with the lies. I mean, look at the thing that just happened with me. I can't imagine me being married.
Right.
And someone telling this figment of imagination, right?
How it plants that seed, even if it's wrong.
Well, because now you want to think about it like, well, did they?
And how did they hear about that?
And how did they hear about it and what happened? And, it could be so easy, right? So I think when you are in a relationship and when you do have a marriage and a partner, that can be very impactful on your marriage. And you got to have a strong person to be able to understand and know and be comfortable and confident with their partner. So does it affect marriages? I think so to a certain extent. I mean, if you were on a show and you have people that are telling rumors and spreading lies and trying to investigate and they're trying to find all of the mean and nasty, evil things about you versus trying to uplift and support, absolutely, I think it is. I think that could be an issue.
Yeah, I don't see how it couldn't be. Like, even being married and being on social media, I see all these couples always like have to break up like publicly on social media because they have like a social media relationship, and I'm like, this is my nightmare. This is my nightmare. I wouldn't want this, let alone being on a show. Like, it had to, like, social media had to play a role. Like, how could it not play a role? And I'm just
imagine.
Right. And like, of course, it's gonna plant this seed in your mind, and it's just going to be in the back there. Well, what does your love life look now? And I have to know, like, just post-divorce, like, who's in your DMs? Like, how many DMs do you get a day? Like, how many men are, like, sliding in? How many women are sliding in? Like, I just want to know how active it is. I'm a gay woman. It could happen. You're a wanted woman.
Life is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life is good. I have a special somebody. I do. I
Okay,
have a
monogamous special somebody?
We are.
Okay, that's big.
Yeah.
How long has it been going on for?
I'll just say about a year.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Are people still sliding into those DMs?
They are.
Yeah.
That doesn't stop.
I asked Dolores this because I just have to know because I'm fascinated. Do you get like multiple dick pics a day?
Okay, so I did not realize that was a real thing with people sending dick pics.
They do this
mortified.
daily.
I'm like, oh, you just send this in my DM?
I've had people like airdrop dick pics like randomly to people
Do
on
you
flights.
know how crazy that is?
Well, I would never just drop like a vagina pic. So yeah, I think it's weird. But like men feel
No!
differently about their penises than women do.
No, baby, they are busting it wide open on the table. I was like, oh my gosh.
So that was a surprising thing for you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't like what?
Hey,
No.
listen, when you're a famous hot woman, the dick pics are
Yeah, the
abound.
dick
I
pics
know
are
that they're abound.
crazy. Let me just say.
Learn something new about Kelly every
day.
single day. Well, you survived. Are you ready to play a game before we wrap this up?
My whole life is meant on games.
Yes,
Let's
it
do
is. We're going to play an after the edit game called Confession Clock Roulette, okay?
Ooh.
Do you have your phone with you by any chance?
I have one of them, yeah.
Okay. Oh, one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, how many burners do we have, Kelly? I need to know that. All right, you're going to have 60 seconds to answer rapid fire questions.
Okay.
You can either answer truthfully
Okay.
or you can say roulette, okay, to
Okay.
skip. The ones that you say roulette in, I'm going to give you a random word. You have to search that in your camera roll and show me whatever camera comes up.
Shit.
So you might want to be truthful.
I might need the other phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Get the burner, Kelly. Get the burner.
Okay.
You ready to play?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Do you think Portia is using Sway for a storyline?
Yes.
Who makes a better fried chicken, you or Pinky?
Me. It's real meat.
Do you believe that Drew's team member was the one that shaded you on social media, or do you believe it was Drew?
Drew.
Is Angela making a mistake trying her hand at real estate again?
No.
Poor Angela. I always think about I just want her to
that's
succeed.
No, honestly, that's one thing. Even though me and Angela might not be the best of friends, I still support her.
She's a hustler.
In regards to, we had some good moments together. Even though maybe not all of them are shown, I respect her not giving up on what it is that she wants to do.
That doesn't count in the 60 seconds. I just want you
Okay,
to pause the clock. I just want you to know. Is Portia intimidated by the new housewives?
Yes.
Is Black looking for a sugar mama in Drew?
No, I don't think she has any sugar.
Who in the group is the most different off camera?
The most different?
Yeah.
Everybody's them on camera.
So they're the same off camera and on camera.
Yeah, maybe they may be meaner, but
Yeah. Couple more. Who in the group do you think is the most calculated when the cameras turn on?
Drew.
Who do you think is the producer's pet?
I'm going to give you a camera roll.
She's rouletting it.
I'm rouletting it.
All right, last one. Which housewife will the next to file bankruptcy?
Me.
Now that's an honest answer.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to roulette it.
Okay.
I'm going to have to roulette it. I need you to look up the word
Oh, God.
toy. And you got to show me the first picture that pops up.
Wait a minute.
And you better type in that TOY. Don't be adding letters. Don't be doing that. Don't be deleting.
Okay, this is not bad.
First picture.
Yeah, because I got kids.
Yeah, exactly. That's it could either be good or bad.
I'll let you.
Oh, show me the whole camera. Oh, wait, this is so
Yeah, it's the twins. I miss when they were that small.
wait, this one's so good. I was expecting.
I know. Well, I don't think I have a picture of my rose.
Oh, okay. That's our show for today. Thank you so much for listening to After the Edit and watching. Brought to you by Cash Money Media. Huge thanks to Kelli Potter for joining me and giving us a look behind the scenes of it all. You love this episode? Be sure to follow, rate, and subscribe to After the Edit on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts, and share it with your fellow reality TV fans. I'm Daryn Carp, and I'll see you next time right here after the edit.
It is on fire.
Rose is my best friend.
Why didn't I say Rose, producers? Why did I think of